Brendie Brien, bigger and better than ever. Let's start with the numbers. You're up to 22, just over 2,200, the biggest ever.
Yeah, today, over the weekend, there was almost 800 from the schools and there was 1,600 from the clubs. In reality, so there'll be obviously a few subs and things you have to look at, but we'd be happy we came in at 2-3. So it'd be a massive improvement from over the 7 events that we had. Started at 300 and year 2018 to have hitting for the 2,500 is a great achievement.
Niall Erskine, Chairperson of World GAA. What are your impressions of sunny London over the last 3 or 4 days?
Well, it's a delight to be back here, I suppose, as a former member of Chairperson Gaels and a former secretary of it. It's just brilliant to be here and to see how big this is now. This wasn't here when I would have left, but it's here now and it's brilliant.
When you say this big, it's now up there with the CYC as the biggest youth event outside Ireland.
It is, and it's just a credit to the people who get the children here. It's from all over Britain. I know the weather helps, but they plan to come here regardless of the weather. It's just a brilliant setting, and it just shows you the commitment and the appeal that GAA games have to children at youth level. I suppose the trick is to keep them.
And how do you do that?
You'd hope that they'd progress with their clubs, and of course you have the World Games every 3 years. Now, obviously the children here today are a wee bit young for that, but hopefully they'll all aspire to that and represent their counties, their clubs at the World Games. And this year, or 2019, it'll be in Waterford, but most years it'll be in and around Dublin and Croke Park, but the finals will always be in Croke Park. And hopefully all the children here at some point will progress to that.
My policy is we never want to turn anybody away. You get as many children involved playing the games, you get the families out, bonding together. No one wandered from Liverpool to Manchester, down to London, Hertfordshire and Warwickshire. It's great to have the different families coming. And they all went away, I think, I'd say. Today we had 100 thank yous at least from people coming up. They were delighted with the site. The facilities that we had, they were first class, and everybody went away happy.
And to put it into context, you've been over here now 50 years.
Coming up 51.
51 years coming up, and you see the GAA absolutely buzzing and thriving here.
The youth, the only way you will build the GAA, really, you start at the grassroots, bring the families in, bring the schools in, then you get the clubs. I think we're doing a fairly good job right across Britain in that area. That most of the families travel to Blitzes in Birmingham or Manchester, Hertfordshire, London, Once you keep the families involved, that's the most important bit. And then we have the Kjoltas, Brahim with us as well. The Kjoltas there 3 days, actually they're 4 days, and they play a bit of music. They're teaching children how to bit of music here on the site, and I think we need all our culture together. That's the important bit. Everybody working, singing out the one hymn sheet. I think we'll be happy after that.
I can remember, let's say, when we bought the rugby club out here in Chairperson Gaels. That was year 2000. I remember walking around here and wondering what were we going to do with it all, because we used to rent one pitch, that pitch there, here, and within 18 months the place was black with children. We just hadn't the volunteers actually to manage the whole thing. So I suppose just harping back to the same point, I think it's about facilities, and in 10 years' time I would hope that in every major urban centre where people want to play our games, that there's somewhere. We don't have to own it. All we need is access to it. And we need somewhere, that people can call home. And I actually find here that people maybe try harder because they have to. And parents are proud of their children and they'll do that. And once you can build on that, you can form adult clubs off that.
And you'll do this all again next year?
We'll see. The body is sore, I can assure you. Since last Sunday, I was here last Sunday at 12 o'clock, and from there until Tuesday going, I'll be there at 7 o'clock in the morning to try and get the site cleared now and hand it back to council in good shape, because you have to think of next year. That's what I say. So we leave as that.